This is another reading, well, the continuation from where I left off of Wild Seed by Octavia Butler. So I'll just finish from where I left off. We're still in chapter 1, just to let you guys know. Let's see. He was a stranger, a fine man taller than most, and broader at the shoulders. His skin was as dark as her own, and his face was broad and handsome, the mouth slightly smiling. He was young, not yet 30, she thought, surely too young to be any threat to her. Yet something about him worried her. His sudden openness after so much stealth, perhaps? Who was he? What did he want? When he was near enough, he spoke to her, and his words made her frown in confusion. They were foreign words, completely incomprehensible to her, but there was a strange familiarity to them, as though she should have understood. She stood up, concealing uncharacteristic nervousness. "Who are you?" she asked. He lifted his head slightly as she spoke, seemed to listen. "How can we speak?" she asked. "You must be from very far away if your speech is so different." "Very far," he said in her own language. His words were clear to her now, though he had an accent that reminded her of the way people spoke long ago when she was truly young. She did not like it. Everything about him made her uneasy. "So you can speak," she said. "I am remembering. It has been a long time since I spoke your language." He came closer, peering at her. Finally, he smiled and shook his head. "You are something more than an old woman," he said. "Perhaps you're not an old woman at all." She drew back in confusion. How could he know anything of what she was? How could he even guess with nothing more than her appearance and a few words of evidence? "I am old," she said, masking her fear with anger. "I could be your mother's mother." She could have been an ancestor of his mother's mother, but she kept that to herself. "Who are you?" she demanded. "I could be your mother's father," he said. She took another step backward, somehow controlling her growing fear. This man was not what he seemed to be. His words should have come to her as mocking nonsense, but instead they seemed to reveal as much and as little as her own. "Be still," he told her. "I mean you no harm." "Who are you?" she repeated. "Doro." "Doro?" She said the strange word twice more. "Is that a name?" "It is my name. Among my people, it means the east, the direction from which the sun comes." She put one hand to her face. "This is a trick," she said. "Someone is laughing. You know better. When you were last frightened by a trick?" Not for more years than she could remember. He was right. But the names, the coincidence was like a sign. "Do you know who I am?" she asked. Did you come here knowing? Or, "I came here because of you. I knew nothing about you except that you were unusual, and you were here. Awareness of you has pulled me a great distance out of my way." "Awareness?" "I had a feeling. People as different as you attract me somehow. Call me. Even over great distances." "I did not call you. You exist and you are different. That was enough to attract me. Now tell me who you are." "You must be the only man in this country who has not heard of me." I am Anyanwu. He repeated her name and glanced upward, understanding. Sun, her name meant. Anyanwu, the sun, he nodded. Our people missed each other by many years and a great distance. Anyanwu, and yet somehow they named us well, as though you were intended to meet. Doro, who are your people? Well, we're still in chapter 1, and it looks like it's getting a bit heated. Now we know the mysterious man's name as Doro, and Anyanwu and Doro seem to be attracted to each other by some kind of mystic force. We'll find out more in our next video, which I will be posting hopefully sometime soon. And I hope you enjoyed this portion of Octavia Butler's Wild Seed. And be on the lookout for more videos to come. Have a good day.